Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. In previous videos, you've seen me walk along picking up the odd little gemstone. It's probably quite an activity. The road's out here, laid with gravel that are just loaded with gemstones. But you're in luck. Because I've done a lot of work out here when I was younger, I've actually got access to the source. So today I'm going to take you out to a secret spot. I'm going to have to blindfold you before we go in there. There's a little hill up the end of this road. You've got to take a little laneway, and it is basically completely made of this gem bearing gravel. So it's a hill just loaded with gemstones basically, and I have found some of the best ones that I've ever found come from this hill. Big fellas, straight from the source, straight from the horse's mouth. You're in luck. I'm in the know. I'm going to take you along for a ride. We're not going to be able to drive into the hill. We got some rain yesterday, which I thought would be absolutely ideal. Wash all the dust off the rocks so we can see them better. Oh, look at that, straight up. That's what we're looking for. Oh, and that's a nice one too. We'll throw him in the bucket. This particular road that we're on is a private on-farm road. The farmer has obviously laid this gravel himself to be able to get access, but it's only a thin layer. I've sort of come in the gate off the main road, and it's leaving wheel tracks. So if you head out to someone's farm that's spent all the time to lay a gravel road and it's a little bit wet and you know you're going to leave wheel tracks, park the car and walk in. Just a little tip so you don't lose your access. Now I really should have my eyes peeled along this road because I know it's going to be reasonably fresh gravel because it wasn't gravel last time I was here. He would have got it out of the pit up on the hill, which I'm going to show you. I really should be keeping my eyes peeled as we go.
What are we looking for?
That's what we're looking for. She just said, what are we looking for? There's actually two there. There's one right there, which I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. One there, which it's hard to tell if they're a good one or not just by looking at them, but another one there, he's nice and clear, and it's literally loaded with them. If I sat down and looked, there's another one there, another one there. If I sat here and looked, there would literally be probably a handful just right here. Another one here. That one's actually got some nice banding in it. Nice one. Like I said, these little orange and yellow type ones, they're obviously very common. I've got literally 20-litre buckets full of them, and this road has definitely not been picked before because every step I'm just seeing there's literally thousands of average ones along here. We'll keep making our way up. If I spot something really good along this road, I'll show you. If not, we'll head around to the hill. We've made it to the hill. It's really not going to show very well on camera, but this road runs straight up the middle of it. We're going to go up the top there and have a look. I'm going to show you something up there in a minute. The road coming in here is literally just absolutely loaded with smaller ones. There is the odd bigger one, and they're all worth checking. And I'll show you why they're all worth checking at the end. Now, the wind wasn't too bad down there, but as soon as we've come up onto this hill, it's got really windy. So hopefully it's not going to come through the camera too badly. I'm going to keep skirting along here and see what we can find. That there is a solid nodule.
What's this one?
And they're always worth picking up. You can sort of cut them and you'd never know what pattern's going to be inside. Now I'm not even going to bother keeping stuff like that, because like I said, I've literally got 20-litre buckets absolutely full of the stuff, and that sort of thing there you really can't do a lot with. So he stays. But like I said, when they're sitting there like that, they're always worth checking.
Look this one.
Again, it's definitely one, but it's cracked. There's no patterns in it. Might as well leave it here. I've always been meaning to come out here, do a video, just never ever got to it. Now my hand was forced to do this video, literally. Got a little cut on my wrist, or the side of my arm, and it got infected. I'm just looking at the ground as I'm going. I don't want to miss any. And I've been put onto light duties. So I thought a little bit of a stroll up the hill, see if we can't find anything decent to give you a look at. You're going to have a look at something decent at the end anyway, because I've got a few back in the car that I've found previously that are quite unique. Oh, there's a nice little one sticking out here. And again, it's only a basic one, straight yellow, look, few cracks and stuff, leaving it there. As I was saying, little tiny cut, got infected, and just became a real bloody gross thing to look at, and not very good. Cut it about 10 days ago, and it was all right. Nearly got better, till it didn't. All of a sudden it just come up. Yeah, really gross. I don't even want to explain it. But I've been told to take it easy. So that's what we're going to do. Now that's not a bad little nodule, that one. Solid nodule. It's not actually, it's not solid, it's been snapped. But you can see there's a nice little pattern in it. It's a good size. It's going to look good polished up, that one. Got old Eagle Eyes back there. You know what, she's going to come, by the time she gets to the top of this hill, she's going to have a bucket loaded with rocks. And they probably will be rocks, because I don't think she really knows what she's looking for. Check that big fella out. Sitting there sunbaking. Unfortunately, although they're probably a pretty little rock for a fish tank, not something that you'd really want to waste your time cutting. You can go back. I wonder if that one's going to end up in the bucket. I threw it right in the middle of the road and you really can't miss it. So I'd say Eileen's going to walk along there and pick it up. These solid nodules, they're the ones that I like to keep, because you never know what's inside. Just keep them all in a bucket. One day I might get one of those diamond saws, cut them all down, see what I've got, put them in my lucky dip bucket. We're starting to get into the hill now, and the soil actually turns red, which also means that you'll find a lot more of these. These ones are a bit more rare. These are the red agate or a carnelian. Now these little red carnelians, we used to call them a dragon's blood stone. These days there's a different stone called dragon's blood. Someone's come up with a name for a different stone that's actually a green and red jasper, which you do find a lot of jasper here as well. Probably half of the rocks here are actually jasper. A lot of the percentage is agate, petrified wood. like I said, some of the really big, really deep red ones that we found years ago growing up and whatever, we used to call dragon's blood. And I'll show you why if I find one. It's not really ideal at the moment. This gravel is actually turned into, this is not a laid gravel road. This is what the hill is made of. If you go over here, that is the natural soil. Now, it's not ideal at the moment. We'll just have a bit of a look in the stubble here for a second. Scrape a bit away. The problem is, I haven't been up here for years and years and years, and at the moment, what I'd normally like to do is walk across the field, but the farmer out here follows really good practices. It's bad for me, really good for him and his soil, because he's got a really thick layer of organic matter covering the ground, which is what you want. Ideally, you'd want to come up here after it's been ploughed. I know the farmer and I know his practices is zero till, which means it doesn't really get ploughed. They just keep planting back through it to build up the organic matter in the soil. I know years ago ploughing was very common. We'd come up here, the field would be completely ploughed. Every time it gets ploughed, it brings up new rocks, get a bit of rain on it, and you'll be just picking them up here for days. It'd be basically a never-ending cycle of stones. There's another red one. But today, with that really thick cover of organic matter, it's not ideal for us looking for stones. Hopefully when we get closer to the top of the hill, it does get a lot more gravelly, and I'm thinking that the organic matter might be a bit thinner, hopefully. I'm hoping it'll show on camera, but down there where Eileen is, you can distinctly see it. You can see where the road turns from red to white. Now that red is the natural colour of the soil here, and it's naturally gravelly because, like I said, this entire little hill, it's not massive, it's probably half a kilometre across each way, and it's basically just a perfect hill, and it's completely made up of this gravel, like I said before. I know a lot of you probably have never seen it before. Like I said, this is a canola stubble that's been harvested. Now the harvester's been through here, but he's obviously missed a tiny little bit. We'll pick one off and have a look for you. That's a whole head of canola seed. This is a pod. Inside the pod, I'll try and do it one-handed for you. There's all these little black seeds. And that's where your canola oil, or your blended vegetable oil, comes from. Thousands and thousands of acres of it. As promised, I told you I'd take you to the source, and that's exactly what I've done. As I said, this hill is completely made up of the gem-bearing gravels, and it just so happens that it's really good for laying on roads, which is lucky. All this dirt is destined to be laid on a road. This is where it comes from, and that's the reason you can pretty well walk any road in this area that's gravel and you will find them. Any public road. All comes from not this particular quarry. There's much larger quarries than this. This little quarry here is just basically the farmer's little side hustle, I guess. I haven't really queried him on it. Last time I was here, it was a different owner back then. I worked on the neighbours. He obviously let me come up here. Now one of my mates owns it, and he's actually done a lot of work here. I wasn't expecting to see all this. He's got a digger over there. and he's got quite a little quarry set up, and it is a lucrative little business because it is such good road base. And it just so happens for the avid rock hounder that there is some of the best quality stones in Australia. Like I said, that's a nice chunk of petrified wood. Again, I'm not going to pick it up unless it's something absolutely brilliant, because I've got some really good stuff at home and I don't really want to be carrying a big heavy bucket out here of mediocre stones. Eileen's asking, is this what we're looking for? Let's have a look, shall we? Yes, it's exactly what we're looking for. Oh, and that one there is actually not too bad. That sun's dipped behind the clouds now, but you can make out it's got a crystal center and it's got the bandings on it, and that's what we're after. That there is pretty well a solid nodule, and it's got black in it, so it's worth keeping. And this one here, again, solid nodule, worth keeping. And I did spot one here somewhere, I can see it right there, straight from the source. That's what we're after. That there is probably going to be a nice one.
Straight from the source.
Straight from the source. That's a nice big one. What did you think I was saying?
Hi.
She's laughing at me because I'm saying straight from the source.
I thought he meant the sauce.
She thought I meant tomato sauce. Source. Straight
Source.
from the source.
From the source.
Source.
Yeah.
Now you've got me bloody confused. A little tip. When you see a lot of big rock like this accumulating, it's always worth a scan because it's where the big ones will be, obviously. When they're big solid rocks like this, you'll quite often find the big solid stones. Now, I've just spotted this. This is a bit of petrified wood, and this one here is actually a nice one. You can feel the weight in it, it's really heavy. It's already got that shiny look to it. I'll just give him a bit of a rub on my jeans just to give you a look. You can see it's got the really nice patterns in it. It's already a little bit shiny. It's got the black and white flecks, really gnarly looking grain on the side, straight on the edges, really dark center, and you can feel the weight in it. It's really heavy. And in my experience, these really heavy, shiny, gnarly looking bits of wood, they're the ones that polish up really nicely. But like I said, I'm not going to be carrying kilos. It's going back in the pile. I'm not going to be carrying kilos and kilos of petrified wood out of here today because we had to walk maybe 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres to get here. I'll wait for it to dry up if I want some petrified wood, and I'll drive up in here. Now, I guess if you're interested in buying a bit and you don't mind paying the extra postage and a few dollars for it for me time, I might even list some on my website if I get enough comments. If not, I'm not going to. And that fella there is going to stay for another day. You'll probably end up out on a road somewhere.
What's that?
Someone will find it there one day.
What?
This big bit of petrified wood. It's a nice one.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to be carrying out today. She's found something. She's asking what it is. Give me a look. Yeah, that's a, pretty sure that's a quartz center. Oh, if I can get it out. Oh, there's a nice one there actually. And that is a nice one. She was asking what the one beside it was.
There's a few.
And I've spotted this one. I don't know how well it's going to make out on camera, but that's got the really intricate patterns in it. It's not huge, but it will cut a nice little stone.
I might have seen.
Yes, unless you've got experience cutting. I used to have a fairly industrial sized tumbler. I think it was 8 barrels, 8 1-gallon barrels when I lived out here and worked on the farms. Quite a few of the paddocks are just loaded with gems, so I'd be always picking them up. and I had 8 1-gallon barrels tumbling all the time. And it's actually quite surprising when you do a bit of tumbling, because you put stones in that you don't think are very nice, and by the time you pull them out, they're probably some of the best stones you've seen in your life. Now, I haven't got a lot to show and tell, because over the years I've actually sold the ones that were worth money to survive. Not really to survive, I probably would have survived just as well without selling them, but they're the things that you learn as you get older. I'll never replace them. Some of the stones I've got in my memory, and that's all I've got of them. I haven't even got really many photos. This little shot here will probably give you a better visual. You can see the red layer come down, then it turns white. Now this gravel will keep going down a very long way yet, but the entire hill is basically gravel. Now the red layer is where you'll find your carnelian, and the white layer is where you'll find your agate, petrified wood, really nice quartz, and all sorts of stones really. To be honest, I don't really know the geology and what it is. It's obviously an old river or ocean or something, because it's all river gravel, but I honestly don't know. Looks, Eileen walked straight past that big fella.
What's that?
It's a big one, but it's not good quality.
What this one?
Yeah, same, big one. Now if you see something like that, which I'm going to show you at the end, it's always worth checking. Another nice little bit of petrified wood there. Oh, a bit bigger than what I thought. And you know what I've just spotted. Hopefully something good. That's what we're after. That there is actually a bloody nice one. I can see the patterns in the side. I'll go over to this puddle of water and give this one a clean up in a minute. I might have hit a little patch here, because I've actually can see a couple in here. That one there, I think, is what we've been looking for.
Where?
I've just given this one a nice little clean up. I don't know how well it's going to show on camera. I'll try and get it the best I can. I don't know how well you're going to make it out. There's heaps of really intricate patterning in it. That one there will cut an absolutely beautiful stone. I'll just try and get it as good as I can. It's a bit hard to show on camera. We might have a look at the end and I'll show you the other stones. But that there is exactly what we come here for. I'm glad I found something that's really half decent to give you a look, because we haven't got much time. I can't stay out here all day for the fact that I've got my little boo-boo, and I can't be sweating in it too much or I'll make it worse. Yes, that's one. It's just not a good quality one. As I said, heaps and heaps of poor quality with no patterning in them. They can stay here. That sort of one there, they come home with us. We're going to call that a day, because that sun's coming up. I'm starting to sweat, and like I said, I can't get me little boo-boo there all sweaty. It's already bloody infected. I don't want to make it any worse. Now, on the way out, I wasn't filming, and of course Eileen had to go and trump me. She found a bloody beauty there. We'll give you a look at that in a minute. I'll give you a little bit of a show and tell of what can be found out here. So I've got my little treasure box here for a few nice ones. I've got this here, which is, I'll get it in the light a bit. It's a full nodule, and it almost looks like it's an agatized coral or something of some sort. Just a very interesting stone. We have one here, and this is what I say you always check, because when I found this, about that much was sticking out of the ground. I dug it out, and look what's inside. Just full of smoky quartz crystals. Now, It would have been nice to find the full nodule of that. You wouldn't know what's inside until you crack it open, but just a very nice specimen all the same. We have a nice bit of jasper. I just thought I'd bring this to show you how good of a polish that jasper does take. That's just a little green stone that I tumbled, put in the tumbler. Didn't really think much of it, and it's come out looking pretty bloody good, I reckon, just for basically a rock. We have this one. Now this one here, again, when I first found it, didn't really think too much of it, but let's have a look, shall we? It's like it's a shell or something, and all the insides, it's completely hollow. There's heaps of little shiny crystals on the inside. Now it's a really odd shape. I don't know how it's really going to show on camera, but it almost looks like a shell of some sort. Just an interesting stone. And finally, the one I found today, which, having a good look at it, the patterns go all the way through it. It's nice and solid. It's got a nice colour to it. That one there will cut an absolutely beautiful stone, I guarantee you. As I said, Eileen had to trump me on the way out, didn't she? She's seen a little bit of it sticking out of the ground. She said, is this one? I went over and tried to pick it up and it wouldn't come out. Had to dig it out of the road, and it was in the road on the way out. So that just goes to show it is worth walking the roads. So let's have a look. Pick it up and give us a look at it.
The big one?
Yeah. Show them the back first. Have a look at this. She had to trump me. Come out in the sun.
Where's the back?
Hey?
Where's the back of it?
The back of it, not the patterny bit. No, that's the front. Yeah, the back. She had to trump me. Come out here in the sun. Look at the size of it, would ya? It's an absolutely bloody donk of a dinosaur. Now turn it around slowly. Nah, show us the front. Look at it. Absolute specimen. Spin it around, gives a look at the crystal part. No, the crystal part.
Where's the crystal part? There.
Look at that. It's got some beautiful patterning to it all the way around. That's going to face an absolute bloody donk of a stone. And it's got some beautiful patterns, a nice big crystal center. I don't know how well it's going to show on camera. Get in the sun a little bit, but there's patterning all the way through here. All up the outside. Really intricate up into the edges. Some really intricate patterning up in here. That is an absolute bloody specimen.
Massive too.
She had to trump me on the way out. I knew she had to do it. As soon as I found that good one, I was seeing it really starting to dig in.
Now I can see it.
Yeah, now she can see it. It's got the really fine, intricate patterning all the way through it. It's a solid stone. It's got a nice crystal center. She had to outdo me once again. Couldn't just do it with the yabbies, had to do it with the bloody stones too. And I'm absolutely spewing. Well, I'm not really, because we had a good morning. Eileen's found a bloody top gem. On account of my boo-boo, I couldn't get to do what I was going to do today, which was I've put together a nice little package that I know a lot of you are going to want. And we're going to have another little competition. I've got a little review to do and a giveaway of sorts. I'm not going to let too much away. It's not that I've actually bought something else that I definitely won't get to maybe till winter now, because it's starting to get too bloody hot. But it'll stay in the cupboard. This new thing, I only found it, what's today? Sunday. I found it on Friday, or found them on Friday. And I really think there's a lot of people that are going to like it. So keep an eye out for that video coming up. Be next weekend or the weekend after. And on that note, we might catch you on the next one.
Bye.